The air in the basement was thick with the smell of damp concrete and forgotten dreams, illuminated only by a single bare bulb dangling precariously overhead. I wasn't there by choice. I was a prisoner. My son, Daniel, 35, and his wife, Chloe, 32, had carefully and deliberately locked me down here, my own flesh and blood committing an act of cold, calculated cruelty. Why? Because I, Robert, 75, was the only obstacle to their ultimate scheme, selling my historic family home out from under me, and absconding with the massive profits to start a new, lavish life overseas. They had been trying for months to force me into a nursing home, claiming I was incompetent. But I held fast to my faculties and, more importantly, to the legal deed of the house. So, 3 days ago, under the guise of fixing the pipes, Daniel ushered me into the basement, and Chloe slammed the heavy wooden door shut, bolting it from the outside. They took my phone, my cane, and left me with a flimsy cot and a pitcher of water, telling me, "Don't worry, Dad, we'll be back when the papers are signed." The papers they were referring to were the final closing documents for the house, a sale that would finalize in less than 72 hours, while I was trapped underground. But what they didn't know was that while my body was frail, my mind was sharp, and I had been quietly preparing for this exact betrayal for 6 months, planting the seed of my own elaborate counter-trap. When I finally emerged from that basement, I wasn't looking for freedom. I was looking for retribution. Was I wrong to use my knowledge of the house's deep history and my considerable financial savvy to orchestrate a revenge so complete it didn't just stop the sale, but completely ruined their lives and left them destitute? Tell me, if your own child locked you in a basement to steal your legacy, would you forgive them, or would you ensure they faced the most crushing possible consequence? My name is Robert, and I am a retired architect. My life's work wasn't just buildings, it was this house, a sprawling, 3-story Victorian built in 1905 by my grandfather. It wasn't just a home, it was a local landmark, registered on the Historical Preservation Society's list. Daniel, my only son, was always a disappointment, lazy, entitled, and obsessed with living beyond his means, a trait fueled by his equally self-centered wife, Chloe. The problems started 2 years ago when Daniel lost his job and moved back in, bringing Chloe and their constant financial anxieties with him. The original plan was to help them get back on their feet. Their plan was to wear me down until I signed the house over. The house, located in a rapidly gentrifying part of the city, was now worth an estimated $1.5 million. They knew this. They saw me, an aging man who valued the home's history over its market value, as the final, frustrating barrier to a life of ease. They began a campaign of psychological warfare, turning up the heat until it was stifling, forgetting my medication, and constantly talking about how the house was too big and unsafe for me. They tried to commit me, but the doctors quickly found me completely sound of mind. That's when I realized the threat was existential. I knew their final act would be physical removal. As an architect who had spent years restoring every inch of the house, I knew its secrets, its hidden spaces, its structural quirks, and, most importantly, its weaknesses. My counter-plan, which I initiated immediately after their failed attempt to institutionalize me, was meticulous. It centered around one key fact that Daniel and Chloe never bothered to learn. The house was historically designated. I spent weeks making discrete, essential adjustments. The first thing I did was visit my lawyer and execute a document that completely superseded my previous will, ensuring Daniel and Chloe would inherit nothing if they harmed me or forced the sale. The second and most critical step involved the basement, the very place they locked me. I secretly installed a small, powerful ** ham radio ** hidden behind an old coal chute, pre-tuned to a frequency monitored by my trusted friend, ** Arthur **, a retired electrical engineer. I also installed a small, easily accessible ** hidden panel * in the concrete wall near the cot, leading to a shallow crawl space. The final element of my plan involved the house's structure itself. I knew exactly which wall was load-bearing and how to safely, temporarily compromise the structural integrity without causing catastrophic failure, but enough to trigger a rapid city inspection. When Chloe slammed that bolt shut, I wasn't just trapped, I was activated. I waited until nightfall, the thumps of Daniel and Chloe upstairs a low rhythm of oblivious greed. I crawled to the hidden ham radio and, using the minimum power necessary, tapped out a pre-arranged signal to Arthur, **, phase green, contact authority, **. I then reached into the hidden panel, pulled out a small, specialized tool, and started working on the thick, old concrete wall in a specific spot I had marked years ago during the restoration. It took hours of exhausting, silent work, but I managed to remove a section of the plaster and masonry just large enough to expose the ** main structural support beam **, a massive, ancient piece of timber. Using the small tool, I made several strategic, deep cuts into the beam's interior, then disguised the damage with dust and debris. My third day in the basement was the closing day. I heard Daniel and Chloe upstairs, bustling, excited, celebrating their victory with champagne. They never even came down to check on me. Upstairs, the official closing was scheduled for 2 p.m. I knew the potential buyers, a high-end development firm, had waived the final walk through, a mistake fueled by their confidence in the market. But Daniel and Chloe had also made a critical error. They had signed a rider guaranteeing the structural integrity of the 120-year-old house. So that's the situation I was in. I was locked in my own basement, due to be sold with the house in less than an hour by my greedy son and daughter-in-law. I had just contacted my outside agent, Arthur, and deliberately compromised the main structural beam of my own home, triggering my final revenge plan. Before I tell you about the chaotic climax that ruined the closing, revealed my presence, and led to their immediate downfall, I want you to pause and comment below what you would have done in my shoes. Would you have just waited to be freed, hoping the new will would save you? Or was sabotaging the house the only way to ensure their total ruin? Sabotaging the house was the only path to total victory. Simply stopping the sale wasn't enough. They would just try again. I needed to destroy the value of the house in their hands, and prove their malignant intent. At 1:30 p.m., the moment the structural compromise settled, a loud, unsettling creak echoed from the floor above. It was subtle, but enough. Precisely at 1:45 p.m., the front doorbell rang furiously. It wasn't the buyer. Arthur, following my coded message, had immediately contacted the ** City Historical Preservation Commission ** and, citing an anonymous tip, reported severe, unpermitted, and potentially catastrophic structural damage to a historic landmark. Two large, official-looking men in safety vests and clipboards burst into the house. Daniel and Chloe, still in their celebratory champagne haze, tried to deny them entry. "We have a warrant, Mr. Sterling," one of the inspectors said, flashing official documents. "An anonymous tip confirmed structural collapse imminent. We must inspect immediately." The closing attorney, who arrived minutes later, stood by aghast. The closing was instantly halted. The inspectors demanded access to every part of the house, including the basement. Downstairs, I heard the bolt slide open. The door swung inward, revealing a furious, panic-stricken Daniel ***. He saw me on the cot, but before he could speak, the two inspectors walked past him. "This is ridiculous," Daniel sputtered. "Sir, your father is here," an inspector stated, pointing at me, "and we are here for the basement." I waited patiently. It took the inspector less than 30 seconds to spot the carefully repaired damage on the main beam damage that, under scrutiny, clearly appeared intentional and recent. The inspector's verdict, delivered within the hour, was the climax of my revenge. The house was declared *** structurally unsafe, *** and *** red, tagged ***. The intentional damage to a load-bearing beam of a historic landmark, coupled with the attempted forced sale under fraudulent structural guarantees, resulted in three things. 1. *** sale annulled with penalty. *** the sale was cancelled. Daniel and Chloe were immediately liable for the buyer's legal fees and significant penalties for the fraudulent structural guarantee. 2. ** criminal referral. ** the city attorney filed an immediate criminal complaint against Daniel for intentional destruction of historic property and elder abuse, the basement lockup. 3. ** total devaluation. ** the house was rendered legally unsaleable. Due to the intentional structural compromise and historic designation, the cost of legally permitted, supervised restoration would exceed the house's $1.5 million value. The asset they coveted was now a massive, worthless liability. Daniel and Chloe were immediately arrested on charges of elder abuse and property destruction, with the inspector and my own testimony confirming the lockup. Their celebration turned into a jail sentence. The aftermath saw the house placed under the stewardship of the city, citing the elder abuse case. I was, of course, freed and placed in Arthur's care. My new superseded will, which gave all my liquid assets and what was left of the house's title to a new trust managed by Arthur for my grandchildren, became effective. Daniel and Chloe were disinherited and permanently ruined, facing felony charges and a mountain of legal debt. I had lost my home, but I had exposed their greed, preserved my legacy for my grandchildren, and ensured that my son and daughter, in law's final act of malice, became the instrument of their own total, irreversible destruction. Like this video, if you believe no amount of money is worth betraying your family. Subscribe for more stories where the old man has the final, masterful plan. Share your final thoughts on my structural sabotage in the comments section below. I'll see you all in the next story.